Well, last night we told you about an increase in online scams and the methods that scammers use. Tonight we take a look at popular forms of offline scams, including a specific one that's been on the rise since the start of COVID. It's part 2 of our Scammers Paradise series. As we move online, so do scammers. But that doesn't mean other types of scams are disappearing. The Better Business Bureau reports text message scams have jumped from 11% to 30%. It's also the method with the highest financial loss, costing consumers an average of $800.
They can just insert a link right in there, hoping that you click on it, and it's a phishing link that will take you to a fake website, hoping to capture your information. Could also download malware. So while text messages are super convenient for businesses, they're also convenient for scammers.
And according to an investigative study by the BBB, the latest culprit to join the scammer network, payday loans. From 2019 to July of 2022, BBB data reports 3,000 payday loan scams costing consumers $3 million. According to the Federal Consumer Financial Protection Division, payday loans are short-term loans, typically for $500 or less, that are paid back quickly on the borrower's next income. Payday loans can either be scammers pretending to be a loan company to get your information, or it could be a legitimate company taking advantage.
During the pandemic and now with inflation and people turning to payday loans, it kind of created this perfect storm of predatory behaviors to thrive on consumers. And so what that means is they might bury fees in the fine print. They have interest rates that are sometimes triple digit, but it's hard to know that because interest rates aren't by APR. They're not on an annual basis.
The BBB says what makes payday loans extra confusing is that regulations and restrictions vary state to state.
We do have Idahoans who will contact us concerned about the interest rates that those types of lenders charge. Now, we have people telling us the interest rates are 30-40%. And unfortunately, there's not a lot our office can do about that because there isn't a law in Idaho that caps the amount of interest that can be charged on a loan.
When it comes to scam trends, the AG's office says they go in waves and cycles.
Scammers follow the news. So, when COVID first hit, there were a lot of scammers who were pushing fake cures or treatments. And then there were scammers who pretended to be contact tracers. So right now, I would certainly encourage folks to be kind of on the lookout for scammers related to student loan forgiveness, because that has been a big thing in the news.
While everyone is at risk, data is showing more and more younger people falling victim to a scam.
Younger people actually report losing money to scammers more often than older people report losing money to scammers. However, when older people do report losing money, it's a lot larger dollar amount than the younger people report.
The AG's office says their best advice is to watch for the 4 Ps. Pretend. Scammers will pretend to be a person or organization you're familiar with. Second, there will always be a problem or prize involved. Then, pressure. Scammers want you to act fast. And finally, pay. Scammers will ask you to pay in very specific ways, such as gift cards or wire transfers.
We'll often say if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But for scams, we will also reverse that. If it sounds too bad to be true, it probably is as well. They'll tell you your social security number has been connected to a crime, and if you don't pay us immediately, we're going to send somebody to your house to arrest you. That sounds scary and like it's too bad to be true. It probably is.
Questions or concerns about payday loan scams can be directed to the Idaho Department of Finance, which regulates those loans. More information on scams and company ratings can also be found at bbb.org.